some roll footage here with John. This is a great roll. A lot of action here. Not a lot of hand fighting at the beginning. John's going to pull guard here. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping my knee kind of pointed at the appropriate angle so that he can't sweep me. Whichever way my foot is pointed, that's going to be where I can resist his sweep. So I'm going to go for this the pull and peel. There's a video guide on that on the channel, but he does a good job defending it, and we end up coming around into like almost a triangle. But as you see here, I'll just rewind here. John does a good job of keeping my left knee from coming up, because I have his this leg's already where it needs to be, but he does a good job of keeping this knee from coming through for the triangle. He's got the hand on the hip, real nice. And so as he kind of moves towards me, I'm going to use my connection to him to like his push is what's actually moving me, and even what I kind of dropped there, that spin, him moving towards me is what did that. I'm not using a lot of energy here. I'm just, my hand's on him, and as he moves, I just change the tension within my own body to kind of move myself as he comes towards me. And the same thing here. Everything he gives me, I'm using. That's what I'm using to kind of move and keep my distance, keep my legs between the two of us. So now, what happens here is he had a pretty good position, but then so I reached and grabbed his head, which actually is not great for me to do. But what it does is it forces him to respond, because I have a little pressure on the back of his neck here. And so he grabs my hand and puts it where I need it to escape. Now my hand's back in inside position. I've got my T-Rex arms back, and now I can just go ahead and wait for the right moment here. And as you can see, my hand is underneath, and you just spin out and get the turtle back, and then from the turtle, try to get back into a guard here. Now, moving into this position here. So notice that I have I'm controlling the back of John's head again, and my thumb is come down, so my whole upper body is connected right now, and so it's very difficult for him to bring his head this way. If my thumb is turned this way, then he could jack my arm up and get me in a submission probably. But my arm is turned down, and it's the pressure on the back of his head is a lot, so he's going to have to get it out of there. And I'm just going to keep kind of shifting back and forth between two not great positions. I got the kind of running man thing going on here, but what eventually I'm going to do is work my knees back in. You see my left, or my right leg here is going to be working on this as he's kind of doing stuff up here. So this is what's important. My knees carving in between the two of us as I keep going back and forth, and there we go. And now we're free. I keep my connection here, so as we're coming up, I'm still connected right here, so it's difficult for him to come up. And so the connection battle, the little scramble, I'm coming up. And so John does a really good job of defending the pull and the twist that you can't resist, the pull and peel right here. I've been having a good time trying to figure out different responses to different defenses, because different people present different defenses. Sometimes I'll catch I think it's called a grape swisher, arm across. But in this case, what I figured out you can do is kind of maintain, now I do lose it after a little while, but maintain this far hook with my left arm and try to maintain perpendicular to John and try to control his head with my... Ideally, I would have my head on this side, and this arm would be controlling his throat. But he's doing a good job of coming out this way. So I'm also keeping behind him. So what's going to happen here is, in his wrestle up, and he's going to come on top, I'm going to use that momentum to throw him over and also spin out. There we go. So all that momentum of him coming up, I'm just kind of staying connected and using it. So he's already going that direction, and so there we go. And now we're going to do a little hand fighting. So there's a couple good hand fighting sequences here. So what I'm trying to do is use as little energy as possible while we're hand fighting. So what I'm not doing is I'm not using a lot of my own energy. This movement is caused by things that either I'm dropping my weight or John is pulling me. So we'll go back. So you see he kind of does this arm drag, which it throws me by, and I kind of just keep this connection here, and I tighten my own body, so I spin around real fast, like that, and then, so right here, I have his arm, and so I switched my feet, which brought my weight out this direction, really, really briefly, which caused him to post, and then pull back this direction. I use that energy to ride. I ride that energy all the way over here. It looks really cool. Yeah, and so as I get over there, he does a good job. So if he hadn't gotten that underhook, he maintains this underhook here, which is nice. So right here, and yeah, right there. So, oh, I'm sorry, right here, that underhook. This is the underhook I'm talking about. So if he hadn't had this here, I'd have his back. But he did keep this. So, but that gives me a connection here. So my weight is now over top of the back of his head again, which allows me to pull guard pretty easily. Yeah, there we go. So I'm maintaining my guard just by maintaining my connection by coming forward and back little bits at a time. So I'm keeping tension, not by squeezing my muscles, but if he's moving forward, then I'm posting, and if he's moving back, I'm kind of attached and pulling. So no matter which way he moves, I'm not resisting him, I'm making it more difficult for him to do that. Like right here. So you see he's trying to get his posture back, so I'm just attached. And I'm leaning away, my feet are attached. Right there. And so what happened here was, I have one hook in my right foot. Yeah, my right leg is on this leg, and then this hand is going to drop back to the back of his leg. And so as he comes around, he tries to jump around my guard. And so actually what ends up happening is this knee is unable to adjust, and I still have this. And so I'm just going to use this to come up. And then what happens from here is I'm going to pull, go from a collar tie to a frame on the back of his head to come up. So the collar tie makes him go this way, and so that kind of gives me a second to come up, and then quickly changes into this blocking frame here, which allows me to lean my weight onto John, like that. And so now, the last thing I'm going to do is, as we come up, so he can't come forward, I'm going to grab his arm and switch my feet so that my weight drops, so that he has to post and move his force in this direction to keep from being pulled towards me. And that's how I can just easily stand up like this. So all at once, the sequence looks like this. So that was a lot of fun. More hand fighting, a little guard pull. So this is a great connection battle here. I'll just let it speak for itself. I have a good time. John's starting to attack my foot, so I keep my weight on it, and I maintain. So I make sure that his leg can't isolate my leg. So look at my left hand is keeping a tab on his knee, so he can't really attack my foot. And we're gonna almost get a knee on belly. And this is almost that grape squisher position there. But John does a good job of defending. And I think we're ending up, yeah, he did. So I'm keeping my weight on the back of his neck here. And then I think we just kind of tumble around into, it's about to be the end of the round, but we'll just throw up a casual buggy choke here. For good measure, just I'm not trying to kill him or anything, just seeing how he responds, and that's the end of the round. So yeah, that's about it. Appreciate everybody watching. Thanks to John for being on the channel again, and we'll see you next time. Come down and train!